In the packed pressure cooker called Yankee Stadium, a new regime began as the Giants met the Vikings in the NFL Game of the Week. I'm Jack Whitaker. Spoiled by a history of success, a groundswell of discontent had finally given proud Giants supporters the man they wanted to coach their team. Alex Webster, one of the most popular of Giant stars, was hired with the belief his rapport with players might bring an inspirational lift. The team he inherits has been a winless one since last November. It boasts of two genuine stars, Homer Jones and quarterback Fran Tarkington. Their opponents, the Vikings, are one of the more formidable teams in the game. Their case rests with the finest front four in football, and they inevitably accomplish their basic but brutal game plan: demolish the opposing quarterback.
Hey, give me a good exit to clean up.
BN Classic.
Pete Gogolak kicked the new season off with a soccer-style boot to Minnesota's Clint Jones, who almost broke loose. Jones brought the ball out to the 28-yard line. The Vikings started rolling immediately when Dave Osborne, fully recovered from a knee injury, slashed off right tackle for good yardage. Gary Quazzo, who apparently has won a quarterback job, flipped a sideline pass to lean Gene Washington near midfield. Washington was ruled down at the spot of the reception, however. But the momentum changed unexpectedly as the Giants made the kind of big defensive play so lacking in recent seasons. Linebacker Tommy Crutcher, coming up fast, was in the right spot for a deflected screen pass, and the Giants had the ball. One of Alex Webster's first moves as coach was to reunite the backfield tandem of Ernie Croy, number 23, and Tucker Fredrickson, number 24, once known as the Baby Bulls. Each penetrated the left side of the Viking line in the first offensive series. On a third down possession play, the scrambler did what only he can do so well, and did it for a first down deep in Minnesota territory. Jim Marshall drew first blood for the front four as he gladly accepted a spinning Tarkington in his arms for a loss of 4 yards. The play repeated amply displays the ferocious rush that closed off any channels of escape. After a possession pass missed its target, the reliable Gogolak put the ball through from the 25-yard line for the first score of the game and the new season. New York 3, Vikings nothing. The lead was short-lived. Clint Jones, playing with a broken right hand, took a bouncing kickoff and again barely missed, going all the way. Then Jones's successor at running back, a human battering ram named Osborne, showed his skill of 2 seasons ago and smashed away repeatedly at the heart of the New York defense. But again, the much-maligned Giant defenders made the big play as Quazzo's play-action pass at the 3 was deflected and nearly picked off. Another look at the play shows that number 89, 6'6", highly touted rookie Fred Dreyer did the damage. Minnesota was forced to go for 3 points. Fred Cox's field goal tied the score midway through the first period.
Giving your deck a facelift.
Clean pillow top. Plus, get free mattress delivery. You just can't beat the selection or the savings at Home Furniture.
And classic.
In pro football, it can take a split second to accomplish what couldn't be done in an entire quarter. The first time he touched the ball in the new period, Quazzo, behind beautiful protection, teamed with John Henderson for an explosive 6 points, the first touchdown, and the lead. Another view shows Henderson badly beat his man and had a wide berth in the race to the end zone. Later in the quarter, Minnesota resumed its passing barrage as Quazzo hit Washington repeatedly for 50 yards. Washington couldn't quite shake New York's fine safety Spider Lockhart, but Minnesota was now on the New York 30. Tight end Kent Kramer seemingly got a break on a near interception, but a holding penalty brought the ball back to midfield. Quazzo came right back with the big one, and Gene Washington beat Willie Williams on a fly pattern and went in untouched for the score. The isolated camera shows the flanker employed no dazzling moves to beat his man. He simply outran him. In the space of 4 minutes, the Vikings' lead had shot to 14 points. Again, the tempo of the game changed perceptibly as the defenses took over. Gene Washington continued to harass the Giant cornerbacks, but neither team could sustain a drive. Bill Brown was badly shaken up on a run late in the quarter. Brown is typical of the punishing runners on the Minnesota squad. He usually dishes out more than he receives. But the fact that Brown, who ranks third among active NFL runners, had to be helped off the field attests to the obvious determination on the part of the New York defense on this day, the debut of their new coach. The fullback's replacement, Jim Lindsay, met with no more success against the revamped line. Rookie Fred Dreyer and recently acquired veteran Frank Parker made a difference. With time running out, Tarkington tried to hit his big gun, Homer Jones, and the speedy but strong flanker hauled in the long pass, despite close coverage by cornerback Bobby Bryant. The pass covered 40 yards. After a damaging penalty moved the Giants backwards, Tarkington, under heavy pressure, flipped to a renewed Tucker Fredrickson, who got the first down. Rookie Don Herman made a diving attempt to snare a Tarkington pass, which was again thrown under great duress, but the pass was ruled out of bounds. Any opportunity of scoring vanished as the Viking front four, led by massive Carl Eller, consistently ran through Tarkington's protection and got to him before he could unload. Giant fans were seeing a great line at its very best. The New York threat ended when the Vikings' Gary Larson came up with the ultimate reward for a lineman, a recovered fumble. A bruising half ended with the Vikings out in front by a healthy 17-3 score.
FG.
Trailing 17-3 at the start of the second half, Tarkington rallied the Giants with completions to Don Herman on a square out and a flare pass to Tucker Fredrickson. When Fredrickson's quick pop up the middle managed only 4 yards, Tarkington faced a 3rd and 6 situation at his own 46. The Vikings primed for a Tarkington pass, and Tarkington primed for a Minnesota blitz. When the blitz came, Fran burned it with a quick strike to Homer Jones, who trampled 2 Viking defenders en route to a 54-yard touchdown. Jones's touchdown narrowed the Vikings' margin to 17-10 and vividly documented his claim to superstardom. Though he has 9.4 speed, Jones at 6'2", 220 pounds, is built more like a shot putter than a sprinter. This is what Homer Jones looked like to Viking cornerbacker Sel McBee before he hurdled him. This is how he looked to Bob Bryant as he shucked him aside. This is what individual effort looks like in professional football. Quarterback Gary Quazzo tried to exploit the Giants' flanks on consecutive plays in an effort to pad the slim 7-point Viking lead. Unsuccessful at penetrating the outside, Quazzo probed the Giants' middle and was rewarded with a pass interference penalty that gave Minnesota a first down. Quazzo then reverted to his running game, and Bill Brown slithered 13 yards to another first down. A review of Brown's run illustrated his ability to pick his way through a maze of blue-shirted Giants. Quazzo maneuvered Minnesota across midfield on identical pass patterns to 87, John Henderson, and Gene Washington, number 84. The flare pass is designed to beat the outside linebacker. Bill Brown beat number 66, Henry Davis, and powered to the Giant 18. The Vikings then decided to wear down the Giants with the basic and brutal running philosophy of Central Division football. Again and again, they ran number 41, Tom Osborne, into the teeth of the Giant defense. And when they came up inches short, they ran him again. And he managed the inches. The Giants finally shored up their defenses, and Bill Brown was unable to escape to the outside. With it 3rd and goal on the 8, Quazzo, off a play-action fake, found Osborne in the flat, but so did rookie Alan Brenner. The Vikings were forced to settle for Fred Cox's second field goal as Minnesota vaulted into a 20-10 advantage. Minnesota struck New York late in the quarter. Watch at the top of the screen as number 70, Jim Marshall of the Vikings, separates number 69, Willie Young, from his senses and Fran Tarkington from the football. Another view of the play shows the dusty odyssey Tarkington's fumble took before it was recovered by Viking linebacker Lonnie Warwick. As the third quarter was drawing to a close, Minnesota had seemingly created the kind of break that had made them Central Division champions in 1968.
You have to wonder what business that leading specialty coffee chain is.
This is ESPN Classic.
From the Giant 21, the Vikings returned to their relentless assaults into the New York defense, as first Osborne, then Brown battered the tired Giants. We can see that on Brown's run, it was only Spider Lockhart's daring tackle that separated a 6-yard gain from a 6-point touchdown. On the first play of the last quarter, the Giants received their break when Bill Brown misplayed Quazzo's sure TD pass. Now the Giants began to capitalize on an emotional binge that had started with the hiring of Alex Webster as head coach. Once again, they forced the Vikings into settling for 3 points and trailed by less than 2 touchdowns at 23-10. Tarkington began to move New York, and Tucker Fredrickson ran like he did in 1966. In 1966, Fredrickson was a devastating setback until a series of crippling knee injuries kept him silent for 2 seasons. Today, he ran with the power and balance of old, and a baby bull was apparently reborn. Fredrickson's running and a short pass to Homer Jones moved the Giants to the Viking 24. Now the Giants began to club Minnesota with their own Stone Age tactics, as Fredrickson and Joe Morrison, number 40, challenged the Vikings' powerful front four. A short pass to Fredrickson lost a yard, but a rookie gained some valuable knowledge. On the last play, rookie receiver Don Herman tested the Vikings to the inside. With it 3rd and 9 at the 16, Herman beat the Vikings secondary to the outside, and Tarkington speared him for a touchdown. Herman, a 15th-round draft choice from tiny Waynesburg College, brought the Giants to within a touchdown, 23-17, as 5 minutes remained. The Giants denied Minnesota's attempt to run out the clock and forced them to pass. Quazzo's pass was on target to Gene Washington, but the big flanker fumbled when tackled by Spider Lockhart, and Ralph Heck recovered at the Viking 36. On the last play, Washington ran a simple post pattern. Both the ball and Lockhart arrived at the same time, and Washington fumbled. With less than 3 minutes to play, New York had the chance to regain some lost luster and become the only undefeated football team in the big town. Three minutes and 7 points were the magic numbers as Tarkington launched the Giants' bid for victory. Third and 17, a situation that segregates winners from losers. A situation where a coach's decision and his quarterback's execution is laid bare to 70,000 eager critics. The play that Alex Webster designed was to be a normal drop-back pass, but Tarkington was forced to abandon the pocket and nearly tripped before he unloaded a desperation pass that Butch Wilson stole from 2 Viking defenders. 2 minutes remain. From the Viking 10, Fredrickson was stopped for no gain. With 59 seconds remaining, Tarkington passed through a tiny seam in the Vikings' defense to Don Herman, and the Giants led 24-23. The Vikings had less than a minute, but needed only a field goal to erase New York's jubilation. On the first down, Gene Washington took Quazzo's pass out of bounds. Then Spider Lockhart did his thing and broke up Quazzo's bomb to Washington. On third down, Bob Lertzema dropped Quazzo back on the 10, and the Giants were one play away from victory. From the shadow of his end zone, Quazzo passed to John Henderson. But the game was over. It was the first time the Giants had beaten the Vikings in championship play, and the first victory for a head coach who had only 1 week to prepare for a season. It has been a long time since a coach was carried off the field in Yankee Stadium, but for Alex Webster, the emotional joyride is just the beginning.